Report from the Cyberziad 2017. World News. How the Alatau Technopark lives. Summary on Kazakhstani Amazon. Tech Control. Useful contacts search service. The Kazakhstan News. Imagine that for 2 hours you need to change the cozy chair of the middle manager to the position of the head of a large company. And you won't get bored on this position for sure. Quiet years of work on the enterprise are already behind and ahead. A tough confrontation with virtual crime. At first glance, it looks like a Hollywood action movie. However, in fact, this is the game form of the Cyberziada 2017 contest, which was held for the first time this year in the countries of Central Asia and Mongolia. This is a kind of simulation game, but in fact it's training of how to prevent threats in critical infrastructures, that is, in large enterprises, and how to overcome them by taking certain steps. The championship was attended by teams of 3. During 5 rounds, they solved a fascinating puzzle for saving the water treatment plant from the destructive consequences of cyber attacks. The game took place in the format of 1 round, 1 threat. At the championships, some time was spent on finding a solution to the problem and selecting cards with countermeasures. For example, if hackers hacked the station's operator's panel, then it was necessary to install an antivirus program on it. To be honest, that was my first time on Cyberziada. Such experience leaves me gambling. The championship is organized in the gaming format, which is very interesting. I have not seen such a game. A breathtaking 2-hour game training would not be possible without KIPS, Kaspersky Interactive Protection Simulation. This is the virtual platform for the organizers of the event. It was created specifically for carrying out strategic business simulators. 126 teams took part today. 15 of them were physically here. They were playing online. 3 teams have won today, which is a great result for today's championship. Members of the MIT team, prize winners of today's battle, they did not accidentally choose a name consonant with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The profile of their work in real life is programming. However, despite the great experience in the field of information technology, it was not easy for the guys. We had to learn on the go because we learned the rules of the game only from the first minutes. Therefore, let's say it was an impromptu, during which I had to turn on my brain a little and quickly become more active. As a result, our heroes fought off digital scammers and took an honorable 3rd place on points. The result is not bad, however, this is not the first position. Therefore, the MIT team plans to fight the virtual underground in the next Cyberziada. It will take place in the autumn of this year, but with a new scenario. The organizers of the contest do not disclose all the details, although it is precisely known that state enterprises in the field of transport and finance will be exposed to attacks. The company Yelp Eat24 is testing the delivery of food by scrappy courier routes in San Francisco. Androids can work 24/7 using high-resolution 3D maps. In addition, they are able to recognize sidewalks, buildings, and other details of street infrastructure. The Couriers on Wheels uses built-in radars, cameras, and ultrasound sensors, as well as a platform based on NVIDIA for navigation and travel around the city. Specialists of the Tap Systems company have developed a smart knucklehead. With this tool, the user can print using any surface, a table, a wall, a floor, and even your own body. This unique gadget allows you to write letters making certain movements with your fingers and a hand on which it is worn. At first glance, this is not so easy. Therefore, to teach people to write letters with gestures, the creators of the device released a special application for smartphones called Tap Genius. Special Economic Zone, the Alatau Park of Innovative Technologies, is located 30 kilometers from Almaty. This is one of 2 clusters of the knowledge-based economy, which President Nursultan Nazarbayev mentioned in his annual address. Today, all necessary conditions have been created for the comfortable work of startups. 161 companies are the participants of the Innovative Technologies Park that works in such priority areas as electronics, instrumentation and technologies, the sphere of processing, transportation, oil and gas production, and nanotechnologies.
нанотехнологий.
Initially, it was positioned as a territory for accelerated technological development, and in this role it has managed to achieve certain results. From 2006 to 2016, the total volume of production of goods, works and services of the IT Association amounted to more than 46 billion tenge. During the same period, the residents of the park invested 3,300 million tenge to modernize their own facilities. The Alstron company is the oldest member of the Special Economic Zone. For more than 10 years, the company has been developing software and equipment for the oil field services. One of the company's latest know-how is the remote control system of SDK-1. The mechanism makes it possible to measure bottom hole pressure temperature during oil production. The process takes place in real time with the transfer of all data to the customer's server. Of all, it is cheaper than foreign analogs. Secondly, with a cheaper price of expensive research, the customer receives a full range of services without getting up from the workplace. The system descends at a time and weighs for years in the well. There are special tariffs and tax breaks on the territory of the Technopark. Thanks to these preferences of the DS Multimedia International Company, they managed to reduce the cost of LED lamps by 20% and set up a complex high-tech production. The first stage, that is, the receipt of components for the warehouse, the control of incoming products, and then the delivery from the warehouse to the assembly line. There's a certain assembly at its site directly at each stage. Such LED lamps are also called smart. Given the time of day, they quickly adapt to the lighting conditions. This saves up to 40% of the electricity consumed. By the way, at each stage of production, the quality characteristics of smart devices are carefully checked.
Здесь идет контроль параметров светодиодных ламп.
Here we control the parameters of the LED lamps. At the moment I turn it on, it lights up. Then I check the parameters on the device. This is the voltage power, cosinus F, and ampere current. At the moment everything is the same. Everything is fine.
Мощность, напряжение, косинус F и ток ампер. В данный момент все совпадает, все хорошо.
Recently, a representative office of the Alatau Technopark was opened in the Silicon Valley of the United States. Now residents of an innovative cluster can learn from the first-hand experience of the leading IT corporations in the world and attract U.S. investors to finance their projects. Startup Dictionary. Mezzanine is a stage of the startup development after receiving the third round of financing, and the classical scheme goes right before going to the IPO. An example of use on the mezzanine blows your mind. Nurdos, alias Karov, is a talented jeweler. In the hands of the master, the rough semi-precious stones acquire an elegant cut, and the gold and silver bars a slender shape. Nurdos creates rings, necklaces, bracelets, and other items in the national style. According to the author, handmade jewelry is in demand, but it needs to establish a permanent sale on the internet.
Люди творчески немножко далеки от этого всего в плане.
We are creative people, a bit far from all of this in terms of such virtual space where we could work and sell our products. So we gradually get used to it, we learn.
Потихонечку тоже привыкаем, учимся.
Nurdos is not ready to create his own online store yet because it's expensive, it is difficult, and it is not a fact that it will pay off. The guy is looking for a new service called darbazar.kz. The founders call their site a universal trading platform and compare it to the American Amazon. This is an electronic trading platform that will allow to unite their thousands of entrepreneurs with tens of thousands of online buyers. That means they will meet in one place. The principle of the service resembles a usual Oriental bazaar where independent sellers trade on the basis of one site, only in the virtual world. At the same time, users work with the site as a designer and build a favorable ecosystem for themselves.
Машинное обучение предполагает анализ разной информации.
Machine learning involves the analysis of different information comprehended to us, and based on user behavior, our program will offer certain products to a person, products that he will be interested in.
Будет получать именно тот пул товаров, который ему интересен.
There's a subscription fee in the online store, and the wider the range, the higher the subscription price. Analysts of the company predict that 80% of customers will use the basic tariff, which is 5,000 tenge per month. For such a cost, the entrepreneur receives a full-fledged internet site, which is integrated into a huge site, where the delivery service is already built. Online trading is associated with certain financial risks. The network also operates various scammers. Therefore, developers of the Universal Online Store pay special attention to data protection. We have several levels of protection ranging from the identification of AOC 2.0 SSL certificate encryption. Passwords and login are protected. The internet site has already passed beta testing and was fully launched in March this year. For 2 months, it housed about 300 entrepreneurs. I, of course, will be happy if in the internet space there will be people who are interested in this kind of art. We hope it will work and in the future will help our development.
Будем надеяться, что это сработает и в дальнейшем будет помогать нашему развитию.
According to the plans of developers, by the summer of 2017, there will be 1,000 users on the site. And by the end of the year, the creators of the site are expecting 5,000 merchants. By this time, at least one cool stuff will be launched here. For example, tax support. Thanks to this service, entrepreneurs do not have to go to the tax committee and spend their time and energy on it. Tair Balbayev, General Director of the innovative company. Work experience in the sphere of internet commerce and distribution of foodstuff. Specialization, radio electronics. Review for the startup. My Contacts. My Contacts is a geolocation service that will tell you the right contacts at the right place.
В принципе, проект очень интересный.
I would say that the project is very interesting. It belongs, I think, to the genus, something like a social aggregator, aggregation of social networks. And its service is to provide new contact information, new location and contacts which are profile for this person.
Которые являются профильными, для этого человека. Но есть несколько замечаний. Скажем, я не уверен, насколько трезвы расчеты бюджета.
But there are a few remarks. I'm not sure about the budget calculations of this project. I understand that this project works with certain free-of-charge tools which help to search for on the internet spaces a certain data with certain criteria. The question is how accurate these free tools will be in the search, for example.
Вот. Но вопрос в том, что насколько будут точны эти бесплатные инструменты.
Secondly, this service works with big data. We understand that working with the big data involves certain investments, either in renting or buying hardware, say if it speaks in the slang of programmers. Because the processing of large data sets involves their storage, certain requirements for processing speeds, and I see that here, in the budget, this is not accounted at all.
Обработка больших массивов данных предполагает собой, значит, их хранение.
As for monetization, the annual subscription for me personally, it would not be so interesting to come to Toulouse and find people who are engaged in robotics. Yes, it's interesting, but how much am I willing to pay for it? What amount am I willing to pay per year?
Интересно приехать в Тулузу, да, и найти людей, которые занимаются робототехникой.
But the service itself is interesting because everything that is now connected with social networks is unambiguous, can be easily scaled, replicated, and in any case will find some response.
Однозначно, может быть, легко масштабировано, тиражировано, и в любом случае найдет какой-то отклик.
Since 2017, the security concept of Kazakhstan has acquired a new digital character. It was decided to erect the electronic borders of the state. This means that a whole range of measures in the sphere of cybersecurity will be adopted in the Republic and implies the creation of a unified system for monitoring and preventing virtual crimes within the framework of the cyberspace of the Kazakhstan program. The Battle of Startups Spring 2017 was held in Almaty. This year, the event brought together 3 competitions which are aimed at supporting domestic startups. They are the Startup Day, Hackathon TG Cup, and Microsoft Imagine Cup. More information about this event and how Kazakhstan will build its digital borders you will learn in our next program.